Hi everyone, get ready to discover the true story of Cleopatra, the last pharaoh of Egypt. It's not just about beauty and romance, it's about power, politics and legacy. Let's begin. Cleopatra VII. Cleopatra was one of the most extraordinary women in history, a queen, a mother, a strategist, and a symbol of power and seduction. She ruled Egypt during a time of great political instability and stood toe-to-toe with the most powerful men of the Roman world. She was born in 69 BC, in the Egyptian city of Alexandria, the cultural capital of the ancient Mediterranean. Cleopatra was not ethnically Egyptian. She came from the Ptolemaic dynasty, a line of Greek rulers who had governed Egypt for nearly 300 years, ever since Alexander the Great's general, Ptolemy I, claimed the throne. But unlike her predecessors, Cleopatra chose to embrace the Egyptian identity. She learned the Egyptian language, becoming the first Ptolemaic ruler to do so, and presented herself as the reincarnation of the goddess Isis. This made her deeply respected by her people and uniquely positioned as a bridge between Greek and Egyptian cultures. When her father, Ptolemy XIII, died in 51 BC, Cleopatra, at just 18 years old, became co-ruler with her younger brother Ptolemy III, whom she eventually married, as was tradition in the dynasty. But tensions between them grew quickly. Cleopatra's ambition and intelligence threatened the power of the court advisors supporting her brother. She was exiled from Alexandria, forced to flee to Syria, but she was far from defeated. In 48 BC, Cleopatra returned to Egypt and orchestrated one of history's most famous entrances. She arranged to be smuggled into Julius Caesar's palace, allegedly wrapped in a rug or a linen sack. Caesar was fascinated, not just by her beauty, but by her wit, charm, and confidence. Cleopatra and Caesar became lovers and political allies. She gave birth to his only known son, Ptolemy XV, nicknamed Caesarion, or Little Caesar. Their relationship helped Cleopatra regain the throne. After Ptolemy III died during a civil war, she married another younger brother, Ptolemy XIV, though she held the true power. Cleopatra traveled to Rome and lived there for a time with Caesar, causing scandal among Roman elites. But her presence signaled a shift. Egypt and Rome were now deeply connected, for better or worse. When Caesar was assassinated in 44 BC, Cleopatra returned to Egypt, now a powerful ruler and mother to his son. But her next chapter was just beginning. In 41 BC, Cleopatra met Mark Antony, one of the three men leading Rome after Caesar's death. Their meeting was legendary. Cleopatra sailed up the Cydnus River in a barge decorated like the goddess Aphrodite. Antony, like Caesar before him, was captivated. They became lovers, and Cleopatra bore him 3 children, twins Alexander Helios and Cleopatra Selene, and a younger son, Ptolemy Philadelphus. Antony spent much of his time in Alexandria, living a lavish lifestyle with Cleopatra that Roman critics called decadent and dangerous. Their political alliance became a serious threat to Octavian, Caesar's adopted heir and future Emperor Augustus. Octavian accused Cleopatra of manipulating Antony and wanting to rule Rome. The two sides clashed at the Battle of Actium in 31 BC, a massive naval battle off the coast of Greece. Cleopatra and Antony were defeated. Their armies crumbled and they fled to Egypt. Facing inevitable capture and public humiliation, Mark Antony took his own life. A few days later, Cleopatra followed. Though the details remain a mystery, the most famous account suggests she died by the bite of a venomous asp, a symbol of royal power and Egyptian mythology. She was just 39 years old. With her death in 30 BC, the great civilization of ancient Egypt fell into Roman hands. Her son Caesarion was executed by Octavian, and Egypt became a Roman province, ending more than 3,000 years of pharaonic rule. Cleopatra's story lived on, in the words of poets, playwrights, historians, and artists. From Shakespeare's Antony and Cleopatra to Hollywood's grand portrayals, she became a symbol of female power, romance, and tragedy. But the real Cleopatra was more than myth. She was a brilliant politician, a skilled negotiator, a cultured ruler, and a mother who fought to protect her children and her kingdom. She held her throne for over 2 decades, in a world dominated by men, and used every tool at her disposal: diplomacy, strategy, language, intellect, and yes, love. She wasn't just the last pharaoh of Egypt. She was the last breath of ancient Egyptian glory, a queen who made the world stop and look. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more advanced English history content. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.